Measuring unemployment. Here they wrote. Governments need to measure unemployment because it's an important measure of economic performance of an economy. So it's a measure of how well the economy is doing. When we're doing our GDP, we talked about the production possibility curve, which is a graph that shows the combination of two goods that an economy can produce if all resources are fully utilized. So if all resources are fully employed, so that is what employment is about. So it is important for government of a country to measure the unemployment rate, because if the unemployment rate of a given country or economy is increasing, it would have meant that country is not producing at its potential. So that means there are some unused, unemployed resources in the economy. Because if those resources are used, it would have meant that the economy will be producing more output. So those that are not working, those that are unemployed, are not contributing to the economy or to the output of that economy. Because you are not engaged, it means you are not contributing to the output, either in terms of goods or services. Do you understand? So that is why governments have to measure. They have to measure the unemployment rate, because it is one of those things that talks about the economic performance of a country. Do you get the point there? So here I wrote, then government needs to measure unemployment because it is an important measure of economic performance. So the International Labour Organization, the ILO, set an international standard of measuring unemployment. As a result, unemployment can be compared between countries. We cannot just compare unemployment rate between countries without a standard. So there is a measurement of unemployment rate within the economy, which is given by the International Labour Organization, ILO. So because it is ILO that gives us how to measure unemployment, it means unemployment rate in Libya is going to be the same as unemployment rate in anywhere in the country, because it's standard. So the way we're going to measure it in Libya is the same way we're going to measure it in Nigeria, Pakistan, wherever in the whole country. So that is why it is easy for us to measure. But if each country has the way of measuring their unemployment rate, then it will be difficult for us to compare countries. But now we can compare countries because we have a standard way of measuring unemployment rate. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Yes. According to the International Labour Organization. So that's about that. So we have some definitions on unemployment. But before I go into the definition, what is unemployment itself? Unemployment simply means the inability of people to get a job. They are looking for a job, but they couldn't get one. So that is what unemployment is about. Unemployment occurs because certain individuals have been looking for jobs, they are seeking for employment, they have the willingness, the ability, they are within the age category to find job, maybe from 16 to 65, but they are unable to get a job. That is unemployment. Do you get unemployment here? Mm-hmm. You have the willingness, the ability, you are within the age to get a job, but you couldn't find one. Mm-hmm. That is what unemployment is. But according to the International Labour Organization, the ILO defines unemployment as the inability of an individual to get a job within 4 weeks of seeking for that job, and is willing or she's willing to work after 2 weeks. That is unemployment. So I've been looking for a job for 4 weeks, I couldn't get one. And I'm making myself available. If there's any within the next 2 weeks, I'm willing to work. So if you fall within this category, you are an unemployed person. Do you get the point of unemployment? Yes, according to International Labour Organization. So some definitions here. The population of working age. The working age is this is the population for those in the age category of leaving school and retirement age. So the working age is those age between the leaving school certificate and the retirement age. So let's talk about 16 to 65. Do you understand? Yes. So that is the working age or the working population. Clear? Then we have the unemployed. For the unemployed here, these are number of people without a job but actively looking for a job in the last 4 weeks and are available to work in the next 2 weeks. So they are actively looking for a job for the past 1 month. They still don't get one, but they are willing to work in the next 2 weeks if there is any job available. So we call them unemployed. Do you get unemployed here? The next one. Then we have the employed. Those that are actively working, those that are engaged, we call them the employed. Are you with me?
Yes.
So the employed, these are the number of people who have work, either part-time or full-time.
Full-time.
So they are employed people. Then we have the labor force. Why do we call it the labor force? It is the labor force because it's made up of those in employment and unemployed. It's the labor force. In the country, those who are engaged and those who are unemployed. So we call them unemployed according to the ILO because they've been looking for jobs for 1 month and they are willing to work in the next 2 weeks if there's any job for them. So they are unemployed. So they are part of the labor force, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have the employed, which is we talk the labor force, which is the employed people and the unemployed people. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then we have the economically inactive. Sorry, I did the economically inactive first. Yeah, we call them economically inactive because these are people who, for example, do not work